So, we've defeated Grief. However, as we know, not everybody made it through that fight. There is one playable character who's dead. Not because I was bad at the game, but because I was far too good. I couldn't save him, it's Deen. So, I think I'm going to take the first bonus episode of the series, this early on, and we're going to take a little while to remember Deen for, who he was and what he did, which was stab real good. He was very good at that. Alright, we got no time in this alternate universe. Here we go, let's fight Sonya instead. This is how we're starting, it's the Southern Desert Battle. So, like I said, when fighting Deen and so on, I think this is the harder version of the fight. This is also
Who are those women?
Where you first learn about witches, if you do this particular fight. Otherwise, yeah, like I mentioned last time, it'll be mentioned in Grief. Celica will be told about the witches. She has no choice.
You basically turn into a living husk sort of thing.
I ain't good with words.
It's also why the Empire's so strong. I'm sure the Deliverance has its hands full.
The Deliverance hasn't needed to fight this many witches yet. So anyway, this fight's a fucker. So let's see how Sonya's doing. Let's try shooting her in this line of witches.
Naughty children. You ought never have made an enemy of Grief. Still, this is mere business for my part. No hard feelings, I pray.
I'm sorry, the feelings are quite hard. Get curve-shotted.
Alright, just gotta do that 3 more times?
Yeah, which is real easy with the one archer I have and the mostly mages I have.
If only you could have had a second archer at this point.
Yep, too bad that was impossible. Also, I'm gonna be honest, I don't feel like I trust Atlas to take care of this.
Atlas would just break the bow, he'd pull the bowstring too hard.
So yeah, I was just trying to survive this fight even though this was the AU file, but like I mentioned in Grief's Fortress, or whenever I said it, this fight's just real difficult because it's fighting mages with mages, and their mages are, scary.
Seeing this many witches in one place makes me think this is like a ROM hack level.
Also, this is the reason I kept this in. Oh, wait, no. Okay, no, next fight. Next fight is the reason I keep this in, because, this isn't my best strategy, and oh wow, that's, Katria. Oh no. Alright, so, let's move in. This should be the kill- well, it's not the killing blow, but I'm sure I'll do just fine. She's so fucking mad! It wasn't fatal, but also, yeah, she's left with 1 HP, and I can't do anything about this. So I am going to turn back time in a moment, but I did just have to show Sonya's critical hit animation. She's so mad.
Grrr.
But yeah, like, thankfully, I was using a fairly resistant unit, but yeah, if you thought Deen was bad with the crits, don't worry. Sonya isn't a break from that. She also crits. She's using Excalibur. She doesn't give a fuck. Alright, so let's do this properly. Okay, so like, I skip most of this fight, even though it is technically a new fight. I feel like you kinda get it from here, though. Also, oh god, oh god, oh god.
But they didn't even attack you, and you took more damage than they did.
I feel myself getting stronger lately.
You used up so much of your life force in comparison.
It's stressful, but there is something kind of like weirdly satisfying about seeing both health bars with like the massive chunks of them flashing.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, hell yeah, this is Fire Emblem.
Heavy lifting to me.
This is playing tag with a rocket launcher. This is the shit I want to do with Fire Emblem. High risk, high reward, let's go.
Well, so technically speaking, I am less afraid of the normal witches in comparison to Sonya, which is why I'm trying to focus on these first. But also, to be fair, they can teleport, so they kind of just get pick of whoever they want to attack, technically. I feel like there are limitations, if not in, like, the mechanics you would know of, then just the way the game actually, like, handles the AI. Because I feel like witches could kick your ass more than they actually do.
Yeah, there has to be some randomness and probably some sort of handicap, because otherwise, every turn they would just spawn directly next to Celica and kill her.
A thing or two from you.
I'll handle this myself.
Well, Celica maybe not much. She's got some okay resistance. Alm, on the other hand, no, yeah, they would just kill him.
Excuse me?
Alm would just be in a chapter with witches, and then one turn in, they just fucking teleport in and beat the shit out of him. You came to the wrong neighborhood, motherfucker.
All would be in a chapter with witches, and then he wouldn't.
He would simply cease to be. Alright, so here's my strategy. I'm just gonna let the ghosts take this.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
So thankfully, Sonya decided to attack the one that was farther away, which means she's closer to me. So there's my strategy. For some reason, Sonya just looked at the one in the back and said, "That motherfucker's going down," and now it's slightly easier to attack her. Alright, you got this.
1 damage.
Well, you don't got this.
Are we just gonna see this entire ghost army swept away by the wind? Oh, okay.
They can't move through the desert fast enough.
They're ghosts!
Even though they're ghosts. They're not burdened by sand. They should be fine, but no. Nobody is free from movement restrictions in Fire Emblem, unless you're on a flying horse. It's the one way to cheat the system.
What is in the sand in this world that it's affecting even ghosts?
Giant rocks that fall through the sand waterfalls.
Oh, right. I forgot about those.
It seems.
Alright, and now Sonya is dead in this alternate timeline. So, yeah, we've seen more of Sonya here than we have in the actual game. So, you know, look forward to seeing Sonya just absolutely obliterate enemy populations. So now that she's dead, once you defeat Grief, you can recruit Deen instead.
You, Celica?
I am. And you are?
Deen. I worked under Grief.
Now he's dead,
Northern
so I
Desert
don't.
was my watch.
Ah, so you are Deen.
That's what I said.
Thanks. Had you pursued us, we couldn't have defeated Grief. Your restraint was much appreciated.
Huh. Quite the gamble. Fortunately, it paid off.
I did not
You've
get
got
paid enough to
stones,
go
though.
south.
I like leaders with stones.
I like your
Must say
rock
I throw in my
collection.
lot with you.
They're cool. So, future me talk about Deen. Alright, so here he is. If you went with Deen, you've got yourself a physical fighter who has the slightly more rare and much more useful Brave Sword over Sonya's shield. Now, when I talked about Sonya, I talked about how she was sort of the in-between of two different mages. She has some growth rates that are better than one, but worse than others, and vice versa between May and Bowie. Deen, on the other hand, is just slightly better. He is in the same boat, sort of, as Sonya is, in that of the three mercenaries we have, sometimes he is a little below one of their growth rates. Here's the thing, though. He's not significantly below their growth rates. And considering there's three mercenaries, that means sometimes he's just better than two of them and only a little worse than one. But most importantly, though, sometimes he is just flat out better than the other mercenaries. Of the lot, he has the best HP and attack, making him quite the powerhouse, and theoretically speaking, really good at using skills. And in terms of the rest of the stats, nothing falls behind that significantly except for luck. Luck is easily his worst non-resistant stat, but he's got a decent amount of skill to use crits instead, and also, the Brave Sword will do plenty of heavy lifting for him. Now, that does make him suck in terms of fighting other characters with high critical hit rates, but if you kill them first, what's it matter? And he has the strength and crit rate to make that entirely possible. His base stats are also incredible, in case you were wondering. Like, 17 skill and speed is just fantastic, so even if other mercenaries kind of have slightly better growth rates in those stats, he's no slouch in them, and does start very good. So yeah, Deen is just overall really solid, and you can tell why people would actually suggest choosing him over Sonya in this game. This is a huge improvement over Deen and Gaiden though, because Deen was just real garbage. Now, you do have to remember that growth rates were even lower in Gaiden than they are in Echoes, but even still, his were all very bad. In Gaiden, the situation is reversed. Deen is either on par or worse than every other mercenary in the game. And since I'm on a slight tangent about the growth rates of original Gaiden, a thing I don't think about that often, who gave Jesse the right to be so good? He's like one of the best mercenaries. Like 40 skill and speed? Are you kidding me? You should have given some of that to Deen and Saber. They were awful in the original. Anyway though, tangent over. Deen was originally just absolutely terrible and just the clear last pick of all the mercenaries. So, like I said before, yeah, he was the wrong choice in Gaiden. But he is very solid here. It's just a shame I had to kill him, because he doesn't make friends easily. Alright, so now that we're done with that...
4 mercenaries! Woo! Myrmidon, rather.
Yeah, he's at least a Myrmidon so far. And eventually he'll be a Dread Fighter. What he will not be, however, is a conversationalist. I looked upon this conversation.
If not,
Wasn't planning on running into this one, but,
you're a strange one. Huh? Why shouldn't you talk to me? You really need an explanation?
I put spikes on my armor.
I suck and I want to just focus on my rock collection.
If we're clear,
Go away.
move along.
If all you have to keep is strong, just move along.
So that's that conversation. And here's Deen's only support line. It's with Jesse.
It's
I'm
Deen,
so
right?
sorry, Deen.
What do you want? Nothing much. Just thought I'd say hey, see what your deal is.
My deal's I want you to
Doesn't your
fuck
face get
off.
tired from
This is just a
scouring all the
repeat of
time?
Cliff's
you
sport
have a
with
point?
Tobin.
Because if not, we're finished here. Wow, okay. Nice talking to you too.
I didn't say it was nice talking to you. Fuck off.
I want him to, like, punch Jesse, and then Jesse has 1 less HP. And if you do this awkward conversation with 1 HP, it will kill him.
Hey, look who it is again. Look, you could at least pretend like you enjoy our little chats.
Too much
Come
effort.
on, tell me something about yourself. It won't kill you.
It might,
I don't
actually.
talk about myself in front of annoying strangers.
Or
It's
zombies.
a policy. Oh, I see. So you don't want to talk about your past, huh? Listen, I get it. Everybody's got a few painful memories these days.
The kids these days and their trauma. Alright, so that's that conversation. And, alright, we're gonna kill a zombie real quick, and, alright, let's get to the, third conversation. Is here grinding in the Coral Cave, the Seabound Shrine for a bit, and, that's weird, the footage is over. So, fun fact, some conversations don't unlock until later in the game. Now, I can tell you this, the A support for these two, doesn't have anything to do with, like, story events, so it's really just locked for the hell of it. But you will notice after the B conversation that they no longer get the little support auras after every fight. So, yeah, no, I was left with two options. Either go forward in a secondary file and complete a whole lot of the game up until at least Act 3. I could not find a definitive answer as to when the A support unlocks, but it has to be Act 3, right? Well, regardless, I went with option B. I didn't do that.
And now we'll never know.
I mean, it's up on screen right now. The gist of it is, Deen talks to Jesse for like 10 seconds, and Jesse's like, "Oh, dang, you're talking to me?" And Dean's like, "Alright, let's just fucking talk about her backstories." And Jesse's like, "Mine's boring, and I haven't murdered anyone." And Deen ellipses, and Jesse's like, "Ah, dang, you must have murdered somebody, I guess. Oh well, anyway."
Yeah. I like their support conversation, but I really wish that Deen had a single other support conversation.
Yeah, it'd be cool if he had some other personality. So yeah, that is the life that Deen could have lived. And considering his future would have involved his only talking partner being Jesse, perhaps maybe he's happier bleeding to death in the northern deserts. But we'll never know.
He's actually haunting us as a ghost, but you can't tell because he just doesn't do anything.
If we could see him, we would see the ellipses, but we can't.
He is flipping us off at all times, but that doesn't count as doing anything.
That's just rude, though. Deen, that's just rude.